Hello, children. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well with your families at your home. So, children, welcome back again in the video in which we are going to start today a beautiful verse, Trains, written by Humayun Kabir. Children, this verse is given in your book in Unit 2, Section 3. So, let's begin it. First of all, we'll discuss a little about the poet Humayun Kabir. Humayun Kabir was a Bengali poet, novelist, educationist, and politician. He was educated at Exeter College, Oxford, and graduated in 1931. Kabir had been heavily involved with the Oxford Union during his student days, having been elected secretary in 1930 and librarian in 1931. Now we'll see the gist of the verse. Summary. Humayun Kabir in his poem Trains focuses on the feelings and excitement of a boy who watches trains passing by from his window all day long. His childlike curiosity is natural to see them moving all the times. Hence, he questions his mother. His keen observation and innocence make the poem an honest depiction of child's mind. Now, children, let's go through the whole poem. This poem is divided in 6 stanzas. So, let's start it. Mother, I sit by my window for hours on end and watch the long trains rumble past. Some are dark and journey tediously. No doors, no windows, no shining lamps. Slowly they move like huge elephants that move like shadows in the shadowy dark. So children, in the first stanza, the child sees a train without any windows, which is actually a goods train, and he compares the train with an elephant, just as an elephant is huge. Similarly, the goods train moving and covering his journey in a tedious way, in a tired way, moves in a dark shadow. Here the train is being compared to an elephant. So children, it's an example of what? It's an example of a simile. Sometimes a train comes flashing past, with many windows lit by many lamps that dance and whirl with movement swift, a marriage procession with music loud, shrill whistles that rise above the din of the rhythmic beat of wheels revolving fast. Now, children, in the second stanza, the child sees a passenger train, and hence this train has doors and windows, and the light inside the train looks from far from his window, as if some shining lamps are passing by. This train whizzes past and appears as if a marriage, and the train moving is a procession, which is beautiful and shining. The wheels of the train makes a rhythmic beat of music, and the child compares it with a moving wedding procession, marriage procession, which moves in rhythm. On hot afternoons, you go to sleep, and with dizzy heat swoons all the world. Even the crows does and forget to caw. The dog lies in the shade with hanging tongue. I watch for hours and still the tireless train march on and on along their iron road. Children, here iron road is the railway track. Now, in the third stanza, the child presents the world as sleepy and tired. Like it's a hot season and everybody is down with the heat. Now see, even the crow doesn't cow because of the heat, and the dog hangs its tongue outside being very thirsty. But even in this scorching hot day, the child's amusement needs to what? He watches the trains passing by continuously in that hot sunny afternoon also. Now see the fourth stanza. Sometimes at night in my sleep I hear the low, distant rumble of the train. I rub my eyes and sit upon my bed, and beneath the light of the flickering moon moves the long, shadowy outline far away, like a huge serpent crawling through the night. Serpent is snake here. Now children, in the fourth stanza shows the obsession of the child for the train. Like the child is so obsessed that he even gets up in the night sometimes, hearing the rumbling of the train, and sits up on his bed in the middle of the night, rubs his eye, and looks outside the window in the dim light of the moon to find the train moving on the iron roads on the railway tracks, which looks like a serpent, which looks like a snake. Where do all these trains go day and night? You say, they bore their way through hills. They roar over bridges across mighty streams. They crash through forests and vast plains. But at the end of their restless journeyings, where do they go and finally rest? Now children, in the final stanza, the child's sympathy is in the form of a question. He started the stanza with the question and ended also with the question. Like, he wants to know the matter of the fact that where all these trains go after all. After covering all the distances on road, crossing the mighty streams, and by going across the hills, what is the final destination of these tired trains? So, this question is still unanswered, unknown to the child. So children, this is the beautiful poem written by Humayun Kabir. I urge you to go through the poetry a number of times and recite it aloud. Okay? So it will be more clear to you. Now, new words and phrases. Hours on end is for a long time. Tediously, tired. Swift, fast. Din, sound. Dizzy, sleepy. Serpent, snake. And journeyings, traveling around. Now children, today we will also discuss a very interesting figure of speech, simile, which has been used in this poetry a number of times. See, a figure of speech which involves a direct comparison between two unlike things, usually with the words like or as. For example, the muscles on his brawny arms are strong as iron bands. So here, the arms has been compared with the iron bands. Fine? So we will see some more examples so you will be more clear about that. See, here given is a list of examples of similes. Just go through these examples and I'm sure you will be very clear about that. And I know we have already done this figure of speech a number of times in your previous classes also. Now children, it's time for assignment. Now in the verse, the train has been compared with many things, which is the figure of speech simile. Just now we have discussed about it. So it's a very short assignment. What you have to do, you have to pick out two examples of simile from the verse trains. Just two examples. So you're able to do this in a minute only. So please do this assignment and submit it on or before the given submission date, children. Go through the description box, as I'm always saying you, to get the details of the video. For any query or confusion, please ask me in the comment section. And that's it for today. Again, we'll meet in the next video, in the second video of this verse. Till then, take care of yourself. Have a nice day.